Now on CoastTV News.
Sussex substation stalemate, why a Delaware Superior Court judge is pausing the case over the construction of an electric substation tied to the controversial wind farm project off of our coast.
Plus, funding for Hometown Help, how Lewis is making money available for projects that support the city's community.
Stepping out to the door this morning, the temperatures in the 20s and 30s. A pleasant, dry Thursday awaits ahead of our first flakes of the season. I'll have details on when they arrive and how much you expect to see.
Festive food fundraiser, how Georgetown is tying holiday spirit into helping those in need.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And we are in our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And I'm Grace Eckerly. Good morning, Matt. Thank you for joining us. It is Thursday, December 4th, 2025.
Boy, it's cold out. You could see how cold it is with Elisa out there.
Yes, and we have Chris. He's forecasting a little bit of snow, not today, but maybe tomorrow. Not much, but maybe like a little coating. I wanted to know, Matt, we've got so many festive things to look forward to happening tonight, happening this weekend on Delmarva. What's one of your favorite Christmas time traditions?
I think just the lights at night of the Christmas tree, just sitting and then with some Christmas music. I don't know if you call that a tradition, Grace, but that's kind of the vibe I like to go for this time of the year.
That sounds beautiful. Turning now to First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono. He's joining us with a first look at today's forecast. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Grace and Matt. Pleasant good morning, Delmarva. We're taking you into Cambridge this morning. Cold start out there. Right now we're at 36. That's actually one of our milder locations. Further inland away from the coast, we're at 24 in Salisbury, 26 Redden, 27 Longneck, 25 Gumboro. Now winds are calm. Had they been higher, we'd be dealing with wind chills in the teens, so that is good news. We're seeing wind chills relatively equal to the air temperature. Clear skies across the area. We'll see a few clouds filter in ahead of this Arctic front that's still back off to the west. Behind that, a reinforcing shot of cold air. This area of low pressure across the Gulf, that is actually going to track to our south tomorrow and spread some winter precipitation into our area tomorrow. We start the day today with pleasant conditions. Arctic front moves through. Our first flakes arrive Friday, and we are going to see some light snowfall accumulations across the peninsula as we go into the day tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies to start, partly cloudy through the afternoon. We'll get up into the mid to upper 40s. Winds will pick up a bit through the afternoon, gusting out of the northwest to 25 miles an hour. I'll have the latest snowfall totals here in minutes.
Thank you, Chris. In our top story this hour, a Delaware Superior Court judge has paused a legal challenge to Sussex County Council's denial of a proposed electrical substation near Millsboro, citing a new state law that's set to take effect next month that could override the local decision. Judge Mark Connor issued a stay on December 1st in the case brought by Renewable Redevelopment LLC. That's the company challenging the council's vote of nearly a year ago that rejected its plan to build a substation that would support an offshore wind project.
New overnight, we're learning more about this severe car crash that you can see on your screen now. According to the Georgetown Fire Company, they responded to the incident around 7 p.m. on December 2nd. Officials say it happened on Old Furnace Road near Foxcroft Lane. The Georgetown Fire Company says the Seaford Volunteer Fire Department helped free a person who was trapped, and they were then taken to a nearby hospital.
Turning now to Georgetown and Christmas celebrations as the annual tradition of caroling on the circle takes place this evening.
Very exciting, Matt. CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Georgetown. And Elisa, tonight's festivities not only help to get people in the Christmas spirit, but also kicks off a charity campaign.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Right now we are at the Circle in Georgetown, which as you can see is already decked out for the holidays. But later this evening, this area is going to be filled with people as the 42nd annual Caroling on the Circle will begin tonight at 6 o'clock. And in addition to this event getting everyone in the holiday spirit, it is also going to kick off the county's annual food drive that helps support local food pantries and families in need. In 2024, the county says the food drive collected about 18,000 items for nearly 24 organizations, and they are aiming to collect even more this year. Since it started in the 1980s, county officials say Caroling on the Circle has raised more than 800,000 items for local food pantries and families in need. And that food drive will run through the end of December. And again, tonight, Caroling on the Circle begins at 6 o'clock. It will take place until about 6:45, and then the council says at 6:55, the annual Christmas tree lighting will begin. Back to you.
That was Elisa Weber live in Georgetown, happening tonight in Millville. The holiday cheer gets highlighted with its tree lighting ceremony. According to officials, it kicks off at 5:30 p.m. with food trucks and a festive train ride. Santa and Mrs. Claus, they are scheduled to arrive at 6 p.m., so we are awaiting that one. And the tree lights up around 6:05. The town says people can enjoy all that and a live choir performance, and that lasts until 7 p.m.
A lot of fun happening tonight in Lewis. They're hosting its annual hospitality night. The city says it's a way for businesses to give back to their customers. The community event has been a tradition for over 30 years, and this video is from 2024, where the event is expected to feature discounts to shoppers as a thank you. People can head to 2nd Street from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to participate.
Also in Lewis, the Rehoboth Beach Lewis Police Accountability Committee, they are discussing expanding its membership. According to the agenda, the committee is expected to consider, and they could actually act on, the Delaware River Bay Authority joining this group. And it comes as the committee is also looking to review new member applications. The committee is meeting in just a few hours. That's at 10 a.m. at Lewis City Hall.
A proposed development is up for review in Worcester County. According to the agenda, the Planning Commission is set to discuss a proposal for what's being called Racetrack Village. Officials say developers are looking to build 137 multifamily homes as well as commercial space. It will be located off Racetrack Road in Ocean Pines, and the Worcester County Planning Commission gathers today at 1 p.m.
Across Delmarva, Dover is planning its transportation roadmap for the future. And recently, a city committee approved a list of 16 priority transportation projects for 2026. According to officials, 2 of the top ones are improving College Road and also the long-planned Garrison Connector. That would provide a direct link between the Garrison Oak Business Park and Route 1.
These projects are categorized in a couple of categories. One, projects that are driven mostly by economic development, things like the Garrison Road, Connector Road, and things that, have their primary mission is to serve economic development. There's projects that are transportation safety. There are projects that are kind of overall system efficiency.
And the list is expected to go before the City Council next week. Then the priority list could move to the Dover-Kent County Metropolitan Planning Organization along with DelDOT, and those agencies, they're the ones with the final say for which projects move forward for funding. And we're now getting a live look at Washington, D.C. on this Thursday morning. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth shared information marked secret on a signal chat and could have endangered American troops before an attack. That's the conclusion of a Defense Department Inspector General report. And this just in, the Inspector General had been looking at signal chats since Hegseth and other Trump administration members discussed the aim and attack on the unclassified app.
NBC's Tracy Wilkins now showing us how officials involved in the strikes are expected to meet with lawmakers today.
What happened when and who saw what? Senate and House committees are expected to ask questions today that will paint a clearer picture for a timeline of that September 2nd U.S. airstrike of a boat in the Caribbean near Venezuela. The White House says suspected drug smugglers were on board. Now there is bipartisan backlash over a second strike that's believed to have killed apparent survivors of the first one.
So to be clear, you support the decision to kill survivors after the
No, I support the decision to knock out the boats, and whoever's piloting those boats, most of them are gone, but whoever are piloting those boats, they're guilty of trying to kill people in our country.
The Trump administration maintains the boats were suspected of smuggling drugs, although it has offered no proof.
Hegseth has to be held responsible for issuing the order that led to not only the killing of these 2 survivors of the shipwreck against international law and possibly a war crime.
There's more backlash for Hegseth as a new internal investigation finds that he may have put troops at risk when he shared information about war plans on a Signal group chat. Some Republican lawmakers see all of this as a continued attack on Trump's Secretary of Defense.
I think that this is just an ongoing effort. It started with the confirmation battle. He was their #1 target.
Tracy Wilkins, NBC News.
Back here at home, 10 Delaware projects will get nearly $350,000 next year. This is part of DENREC's Community Environmental Project Fund. The money comes from fines and penalties for environmental violations, with 40% of those funds going back to affected communities. Projects include End Community Violence Now and Sussex Health and Environmental Network.
Lewis says local nonprofits can apply for two types of grants, more than $5,000 for community projects and less than $5,000 for local events and services. Information and applications are on the city's website, and applications are due on December 15th at 4 p.m. And while the announcement of the final grant awards, that will take place by the end of March.
And we're just getting started on this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Coming up on Coast TV News Today, holiday cheer and cold conditions. We get a look at Milton's Christmas parade.
Plus, landmark lady leadership. We'll show you how Salisbury leaders are reacting after its council makes history.
But first, neighbors giving back. How one community in Lewis is coming together to help those in need. That's next on this week's Coastal Connections, and Coast TV News Today is back after the break.
It's always a good deed to help people that need it. But when a whole neighborhood comes together to do that, the community feels stronger. The donations grow larger. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson shows us how one neighborhood in Lewis is doing just that.
Neighbors in the Headwater Cove neighborhood in Lewis are giving back to food pantries, Toys for Tots, and the Brandywine Valley SPCA.
It's really a nice thing. And it's also become more of a contagious kind of a thing, too.
Steve McTaggart's wife, Wendy, volunteered the couple to start the donations this June.
Once a month or so, when it gets full, we go deliver them. So we deliver them to the Cape Penelope Food Basket or the Community Resource Center in Rehoboth. And then we work with the Georgetown SPCA to drop off donations for the animals.
McTaggart gets the attention of his neighbors in the Headwater Cove Facebook group with a hat of the day and a list of what the food pantries accepts. Heidi Spinelli has called Headwater Cove home since January. Spinelli says the community has grown so much closer by coming together to give back.
After one day, we had collected over $400. So my neighbor Marcia and I and my husband Vic decided, let's go to BJ's and see what we could buy with this $400. Well, from the time we drove to BJ's, it had gone up to $650. We had to make 2 trips to the food pantry with our SUV full. So it was a great, rewarding experience.
The community donated Thanksgiving food baskets, and now their eyes are on Christmas.
We are having Toys for Tots that we're bringing toys in for the kids that needs a little bit brighter Christmas.
These donations aren't seasonal. Spinelli says there's more to give back than just food, items that are essential.
Then we do have some plans to do some future projects, for example, personal products for women, because that's something that's never talked about and is so expensive. So that'll be one of our New Year's resolutions, to make sure that we do that.
Neighbors tell us there's no end in sight to the community giving back. For Coastal Connections, I'm Brandon Ferguson.
Time is 6:18, and you are looking live at the early morning scene in Salisbury. Chris, we have that yellow alert day tomorrow. I noticed that, but tomorrow, relatively calm.
Yeah, you know, we're going to see partly cloudy skies today, a chilly day as we await an Arctic front that's going to be pushing through later on this afternoon. You can see temperatures out there this morning. We're at 24 Salisbury, 27 in Laurel, 27 Millsboro to 32 in Rehoboth. Winds are calm, so that's some good news. We're not dealing with some extreme wind chills. The wind chills are relatively equal to the air temperatures at this hour. We have small craft advisories. Those run through early tomorrow morning for the Atlantic from Rehoboth down through Chincoteague as well as the Chesapeake Bay. We have winter weather advisories off to our southwest, Richmond, portions of Virginia and North Carolina. That is going to be the bullseye for this storm system that's going to be pushing into the area tomorrow. There's the Arctic front back off to the west, and there's some moisture beginning to develop across the southeast. This area of low pressure is going to push east and then push off the Carolinas as we go into the day tomorrow. Look at that cold air off to the north, -2 in Minneapolis. Not going to get that cold here, but that's just to give you an idea of the cold air mass that's pushing eastward. We're at 24, Salisbury 41 by around 10. On our way to highs around 46 in Laurel, 46 Georgetown, 44 Easton to 43 in Denton, 46 Salisbury to 48 Pocomoke City. Wind chills briefly in the teens and 20s early Friday morning as the winds subside and the snow moves in. And that snow will likely change to rain by the afternoon, especially at the coast. Not going to be a big storm, and we are looking at some light snow accumulations across the peninsula. There's the snow moving in tomorrow morning. Begins to snow for everyone. And then as we go into the morning, that warmer air filters in off the ocean, changing that moisture to rain. The other issue we're watching is the dry air to the north. How far does the snow push across the Delmarva Peninsula? The other thing is most of this is going to be falling during the day, so the sun angle plays a role, and with temperatures hovering at or just above freezing, not expecting a lot of accumulation. I think the best chance to see an inch of snow would be from Route 13 on westward across portions of the mid-shore. So we're looking at a general coating to an inch across the area. Again, the sharp cutoff to the north, the further north, Newcastle County may not get any snow, and then we're looking at a coating to that or less, and then a mix to rain at the beaches as we go into your Friday evening. And then by Friday evening, I think most of this moisture is offshore. 45 Saturday, mostly cloudy skies. 46 Sunday, stay mainly dry over the weekend with a cold front arriving late Sunday, dropping us back into the upper 30s for highs to start next week. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. Some things to know with that winter weather that Chris mentioned. Delmarva Power now providing tips on how to stay winter ready. They say neighbors should check for poorly sealed areas, upgrade insulation, manage thermostats, and use sunlight to help warm homes and keep costs low. The company also says you should keep emergency kits up to date and use generators safely.
A landmark moment for Salisbury. For the first time ever, all 5 city council seats are held by women. The historic moment took place earlier this week when Melissa Holland was appointed to the council. She fills the District 2 seat left open last month by Deshawn Dottie's sudden resignation. Holland says she's excited to be part of history, but she's more focused on the work ahead.
Times are changing. We have women presidents of the universities locally. Women are getting more into politics. I may not be known as well, but I want to do what's best. I've lived in this city for 27 years. I've raised my 3 kids here, and I want the city to be the best it can be.
Councilmember Sharon DeShield tells us it's not a good idea to have a council made up of all women or all men, but she did vote in favor of appointing Holland to the council.
Coming up next on Coast TV News Today, holiday cheer and cold conditions. We'll show you how people pack the streets for Milton's Christmas parade. We'll be right back after the break. From marching bands to the fire trucks and Christmas lights to even our own mascot, Peter the Peacock, my favorite in the whole world. Downtown Milton was packed Wednesday night for the Christmas parade. People lined the cold, cold streets to celebrate holiday cheer.
Well, I'm glad Mother Nature's cooperating for all these Christmas parades. Certainly feels like Christmas out there with these below average temperatures as we take a live look into Ocean View where we were at the freezing mark. Now it's going to be a rather pleasant day, but a breezy one at that. Winds are going to kick up through the afternoon. 45 by around your lunchtime in Fenwick Island and Ocean City. Lewis, temperatures are going to generally be in the 40s under partly cloudy skies. Cambridge, 43 by around lunchtime. And those winds will pick up out of the northwest, gusting to 25 miles an hour ahead of the cold front. Mary Franciotti, Dagsboro, Delaware. Congratulations on winning an umbrella from Coast TV. And you can always call our Coast TV First Alert weather phone for your latest forecast. I'll have the latest on our first flakes of the season rolling in tomorrow morning, coming up in our next half hour.
Thank you, Chris. After the break on Coast TV News Today, caroling and collecting donations, that is. An annual Sussex County celebration returns tonight. We'll tell you what to expect for the turnout.
Also, aftermath of serious crash, what first responders are reporting about this scene when they arrived.
And environmental project legal pause. We'll tell you how a new law set to go into effect could bring changes for a fight against a proposed substation near Millsboro. CoastTV News Today will return after the break.
Now on Coast TV News.
Stepping out to the door this morning, the temperatures in the 20s and 30s. A pleasant, dry Thursday awaits ahead of our first flakes of the season. I'll have details on when they arrive and how much you expect to see.
Power project pause. It is the latest on the wind farm saga, why a Delaware judge placed a hold on the legal challenge to Sussex County's denial to build an electric substation.
Plus, police accountability growth, where a board that already includes Lewis and Rehoboth Beach law enforcement is looking to expand.
Festive food fundraiser, how Georgetown is tying holiday spirit into helping those in need.
This is Coast TV News Today.
December 4th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for being up with us today.
6:29 a.m. and still time. If you take a look outside, don't go too far away from your TV, but maybe look out your window. You can still see a big, bright moon in these morning hours.
Oh my goodness, beyond impressive. Even some of the live cams that Chris has shown us looking out across Delmarva and the huge moon just reflecting across the ocean. It is beyond beautiful.
We got some great cameras in Ocean City, a couple of them that we've looked at. You can really see the moon.
Yes.
Let's talk about, you mentioned Chris, let's go to him right now. First alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono on this Thursday, cold Thursday. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Yes, that's the super cold moon over my shoulders, and that peaks tonight. So if you don't get a chance to see it this morning, you will get another opportunity later on today. As we take a live look in through Ocean City, we are at 38 degrees and quite cold away from the beaches. We're at 24 in Salisbury, 25 Harrington to 26 in Seaford. Winds have been calm through the morning, so not much of a deviation from the temperature and the wind chill this morning. We are keeping a close eye on a cold front. This is an Arctic front stationed across Indiana. Some very cold air behind that. It's going to be a dry front, but winds will pick up a bit through the afternoon as that front approaches. Here's moisture across the southeast. That area of low pressure is going to impact us tomorrow in the form of our first snow of the season. So that Arctic front arrives later on today. We stay in the 40s. We have a yellow alert in effect for tomorrow, expecting light snow, some light accumulation going over to a change of mix and rain through the afternoon, and we stay chilly and dry, partly sunny through the weekend. I'll have the latest snowfall totals in my full 7-day forecast in just minutes.
Thank you, Chris. And it's our top story this half hour. A Delaware Superior Court judge has paused a legal challenge to Sussex County's council denial of a proposed electrical substation near Millsboro, citing new state laws set to take effect next month that could override the local decision. Judge Mark H. Connor issued a stay December 1st in the case brought by Renewable Redevelopment, LLC. The company is challenging the council's vote of nearly a year ago that rejected its plan to build a substation to support an offshore wind project.
New this morning, and we're learning more about this car crash you see right here on your screen. According to the Georgetown Fire Company, they responded to the accident around 7 Tuesday night. Officials say it happened on Old Furnace Road near Foxcroft Lane, and according to the Georgetown Fire Company, the Seaford Volunteer Fire Department helped free a person who was trapped, and then that person was taken to a nearby hospital.
Christmas celebrations are coming to Georgetown as the annual tradition of caroling on the Circle takes place this evening.
Yeah, looking forward to this. And this is where we have our Elisa Weber. Tonight's festivities not only get people in the Christmas spirit, but also kicks off a charity campaign. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Right now we are at the Circle in Georgetown, which as you can see is already decked out for the holiday season. But later this evening, this area is going to be filled with people as the 42nd annual Caroling on the Circle will take place at 6 o'clock. And while this event gets people into the holiday spirit, it also kicks off the county's food drive. This is going to help food pantries and families in need all across Sussex County. In 2024, the county says the food drive collected almost 18,000 items for nearly 24 organizations, and they're aiming to collect more this year. Since it started in the 1980s, the county says Caroling on the Circle has collected more than 800,000 items for local food pantries and families in need.
Well, I think this is a great way for the community to come together. I think people are looking for, especially during the holiday season, for that communal spirit to come together and at the same time share in the merriment. They want to do something that's altruistic and good and does something to benefit others in the community.
The food drive will run through the end of December, and as we mentioned, caroling on the Circle takes place tonight at 6 p.m. The county says it will last until around 6:45, and then at 6:55 we can expect the annual Christmas tree lighting. Back to you.
That was Elisa Weber live in Georgetown. Happening tonight in Lewis, it's the annual hospitality night. The city says this is a way for businesses to give back to their customers. The community event is a tradition that is over 30 years old. The video that we're showing you is from 2024, and it shows stores giving out free food, drinks, and discounts to shoppers as a way to say thank you. People can head to 2nd Street from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to participate.
Also happening tonight, taking a look in Millville, they're highlighting holiday cheer with their annual tree lighting ceremony. According to officials, it kicks off at 5:30 p.m. with festive food trucks and a festive train ride. Santa and Mrs. Claus will make their very special appearance at 6 p.m. and at 6:05, it is that big tree lighting. The town says people can enjoy all that, plus a live choir performance until 7 p.m.
Happening this morning in Lewis, the Rehoboth Beach Lewis Police Accountability Committee will discuss expanding its membership. According to the agenda, they are expected to look at and they could act on the Delaware River Bay Authority joining the group. This comes as the committee is also expected to review and take action on new member applications today. The committee's meeting in just a few hours from now at 10 a.m., and that is at Lewis City Hall.
We are now taking a live look at Washington, D.C. this morning. The childhood vaccine schedule in the United States could soon see major changes. This just in, the CDC's Immunization Advisory Committee meets this week to consider revisions to long-standing practices.
Yeah, 2 public letters are out this week from CDC and FDA officials who worked in other administrations. They're opposing the current health policies of President Trump. Amanda Sansoni shows us what's at stake in the upcoming meetings.
Public health experts are sounding the alarm over major changes to U.S. vaccine policy under the Trump administration.
There are real clinical lasting impacts from changing these recommendations.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices is set to convene Thursday and Friday to re-examine long-established vaccine protocols and likely revise the recommended timing of the hepatitis B shot given to newborns. The members of the committee, handpicked by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., have expressed skepticism over the vaccine schedule.
I think that the conclusion that we know that it is safe is perhaps premature.
But in one study, experts warn delaying the birth dose could result in 1,400 or more preventable infections in children each year.
We've seen tremendous reductions in childhood infections with hepatitis B, and this saves lives.
Dr. Anthony Fiore, a former CDC infectious disease specialist, says infected infants face nearly a 90% risk of chronic disease and insists there's no reason to change a schedule proven safe and effective for 3 decades.
It's actually a remarkably safe vaccine. Nothing has been shown that has any long-term consequences, and certainly nothing that has anywhere near the consequences of a chronic hepatitis B virus infection.
In Washington, I'm Amanda Sansoni.
And we have a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Bridge Block. We'll tell you what you need to know about a road closure coming to Sussex County next week.
Also, big overtime battle. Indian River, Worcester Prep, boys basketball. This was a good one. It went overtime last night. And we have that back and forth interstate matchup between the Indians and Mallards. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
Plus, it's time to showcase how you're decorating your homes this holiday season. And today's very festive holiday house picture comes to us from Jody. And Jody's showing us a little Grinch. Matt, sitting a little too close to the fire for my liking. The fire, the gifts under the tree. Ooh, he might steal Christmas.
Grace, I think the nice thing about this one, you can see his heart growing.
His heart
and you
grew
can also
3
see his
sizes
dog
that
Max.
day.
Look at Max there.
I think we need a Max for the station. Maybe a Grinch too, Jody, if you want to help us out with that.
If you'd like your festive decorations to be shared on our broadcast, take a look at your screen. Send in your pictures by heading to our website, coasttv.com/holidayhouse.
It's a frosty start to our Thursday as we take a live look in through Laurel. See some blue skies there. Nice getting ready for that sun to rise here at 7:03. 27 degrees there. We're at 25 Gumboro, 24 Salisbury to 28 in Milton. Clear skies. We have a cold front back off to the west. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds through the afternoon, and the winds will pick up a bit as that front approaches. We'll see some gusts near 25 late this afternoon, but we'll top out around 46 Rehoboth, 46 in Lewis, near 50 down through Chincoteague. And if you missed it this morning, the cold moon, that super moon, peaks this evening, and this is going to be the third of 4 consecutive super moons as we go into the start of 2026. And there's another look at those high temperatures for this afternoon. I'll have the latest on the snow, the light snow tomorrow morning, coming up here in a bit.
Snow, you say, Chris? All right. Well, moving on. New this morning, a closure coming to Seaford near the Frederick Douglass Elementary School. That's next week, according to the Seaford School District. We're showing you the area that's in question here. It's the bridge near Poplar Street and Middleford Road. This will close on Monday. This is expected to last about a month.
District 6 School Board Katie Addis has resigned effective immediately. She announced her decision at this week's budget input meeting, thanking the community for its support. Board leaders praised her service, and county commissioners will now appoint her replacement.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Indian River boys basketball only won 2 games last year. Let's see if IR could start this year better in a home game against Worcester Prep. The 6'8" Ben Anthony gets going early. Finesse from the big man. Mallard's on top to start. Slow-moving first quarter. Ange Batra, nice footwork. Worcester Prep leads 8-4 after 1. IR finally woke up on offense. Cameron Alexson dishes to Ashton Brown. Indians only down a bucket, but the Mallards can share the rock too. Danny Kerwan, shots true, heads to the stripe as well. Worcester leads 19-17 at halftime. Third quarter, Alexson, the freshman, finds Lyndon Prosser in the paint, pumps and scores. But here, an Indians defender is mauled, then Big Ben Anthony finishes strong. But Indian River takes the lead by the end of the quarter. Jamez Norwood and 1. Indians up 26-25. Fourth quarter, Tavon Rounds rattles in the 3-ball. IR takes a 10-point lead, but Worcester Prep comes all the way back. Paxton Malt's bucket helped. We go to overtime, 38-all. Anthony gives the Mallards an early advantage in OT, but Brown ties it up on the other side, and here is the game. Rounds to Prosser, you bet. Indian River holds on to win 47-42 in overtime. Nice start to the year for the Indians. That'll do it for sports. Have a nice one.
Coming up tonight on DSN, 8:30, we have boys high school basketball when Saints Peter and Paul host Archbishop Curley. Then you can catch the final score at 10:30 p.m. DSN Plus also has these exclusives. At 4, Sussex Tech faces Sussex Academy in girls basketball. At 5, Woodbridge travels to McCain in boys basketball. And those same 2 schools, they meet in girls hoops, but that game is in Bridgeville.
And coming up this week in Sunday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Houston Texans in Week 14 of the regular season. You can catch that game right here on Coast TV, and then stay tuned after that big game for Coast TV News at 11. And some familiar titles are returning to big screens, but first, it's your Feel Good Friday newsletter. You can head to our website at coasttv.com/sign up for some good news every Friday. Plus, some familiar titles are returning to big and small screens near you. David Daniel has that and more in the latest Holiday Minute.
Hope you're having a fantastic day so far, but if you join us today at 4 on Coast Life, here's what's coming your way. We are talking about the Farm to Table Scholarship opportunity with our friends at Mount Air Farms. Definitely something you don't want to miss. And the holiday season is also the season of giving. And we've got ways for you to give back and help out those in our area who are unhoused and need a little bit of an extra hand this time of year. So all of that and so much more is coming your way today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
The time is now 6:47 a.m. as we're taking a live look outside. And Chris, earlier in the broadcast, we had that bright, shining supermoon. The cold moon is what you called it. And now we have a very beautiful sunrise. It's a nice treat to wake up to on a rather cold and chilly December morning.
It is. It's some frosty start out there. You're going to need a little time to warm up that car before you get going this morning. Temperatures are in the 20s. We're at 24, Salisbury 25, Del Mar 27, Long Neck holding in the low 30s at the beaches, a little milder there, but winds are calm, allowing for those temperatures to fall. So not much far off from the air temperature are the wind chills, so not much of a big wind chill this morning. We do have the small craft advisories. Those run through early tomorrow morning across the entire Delmarva Peninsula. Winter weather advisory off to our southwest. This is really going to kind of be the bullseye for this storm system that's going to be impacting parts of Delmarva as we go into the day tomorrow. Pretty quiet throughout much of the mid-Atlantic. This cold front, Arctic front's going to be swinging through today, and then there's our storm system beginning to develop across the Gulf, and that's going to swing eastward through the day today and then eventually off the Carolinas tomorrow. And you can see that Arctic air bottled up across the upper plains. That's going to come swinging through the east over the course of the day today. 27 right now in Laurel. Will be up to 41 by around 10 under partly cloudy skies. So pleasant afternoon. It'll be chilly and the winds will pick up a bit ahead of that front. So we'll see wind chills late tonight, early tomorrow morning, briefly into the teens, low 20s. Then as we go into daybreak tomorrow, the snow will be developing across the peninsula pretty much for everybody. And then once that milder air works in off the ocean, we expect that rain to begin to work into the coast. That snow will be transitioning to rain. So you see by tomorrow morning, we're pretty much all snow, but look at the temperatures far western portions of the county. We're in the 20s still. So a slick start. Some of that snow will stick at the onset, but then watch as the temperatures begin to rise above the freezing mark. Plus this is falling during the daytime hours. So the sun angle is going to play a role. Also, how far north does this precipitation shield get remains to be seen. I think the further north you go, the lesser chance you see of any snow at all. As we go into the afternoon, notice that warmer air filtering in and that rain snow line pushing further inland, Salisbury to Milton, and then I think points west of that. If you're west of 13, I think that's your best chance of seeing up to a coating to an inch. At the coast, coating to that mix then to rain. Just an overall raw, kind of nasty day with temperatures only in the upper 30s. We dry it out into the weekend, 45 on Saturday, 46 Sunday with another cold front bringing in temperatures back into the upper 30s early next week. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. Across Delmarva, Santa's Winter Wonderland is almost here. Salisbury city leaders say they will host a special drive-through celebration. That's where children can wave to Santa from their car. They even receive a gift as they pass through downtown Salisbury. According to officials, the route begins on Market Street and ends on Main Street, and this all takes place on December 11th from 5 to 7 p.m. We're continuing with our Bless Our Children campaign. As you can see, we are receiving your cards and donations. We're placing your cards on this tree, but there's still plenty of room for you to send in a donation to help us raise money to ensure that every child on Delmarva has that special present to open this Christmas time of the year. And I'm going to place this card on our tree. We received this one here. This is coming to us from the Saints of Mission Baptist Church in Georgetown. Thank you so much for your donation. Businesses can help by accepting the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000. And if you want to help, send a donation in a holiday card, and we may just read it on the air. Send a check or money order to the address on your screen or donate online at blessourchildren.org.
We have already raised almost $200,000 to help children and families this holiday season. Again, thank you to all who have donated. And the time is now 6:51 a.m. this morning, and it's time to check in with our coastal, or maybe I'd say our corporate pet of the day, working hard at that computer.
I think this is just an adorable picture. I love this one. On your screen is Baxter. Baxter is just 16 months old, submitted to us by Tom in Millsboro. Looks like Tom has an office assistant there.
A very talented, maybe a secretary, executive, CEO in another life. Very talented, Baxter. Well, we want to know what makes your pet so special. If you could send us a photo of them, say what you love about them. If they got any special talents like Baxter here, if you want to take a look at your screen.
Yeah, the QR code, I should say, is at the top center. Scan that, get your friends to us, and then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
The time is now 6:55 a.m. and it's time for the things you need to know before you go. A Delaware Superior Court judge has paused a legal challenge to Sussex County's council denial of a proposal electrical substation near Millsboro, citing new state laws set to take effect next month that could override the local decision. Judge Mark H. Connor issued a stay December 1st in the case brought by Renewable Redevelopment LLC. The company is challenging the council's vote of nearly a year ago that rejected its plan to build a substation to support an offshore wind project.
And we're learning more about this car crash that we're showing you right here on your screen. According to the Georgetown Fire Company, they responded to an accident around 7 o'clock Tuesday night. Officials say this happened on Old Furnace Road near Foxcroft Lane. And according to the Georgetown Fire Company, the Seaford Volunteer Fire Department helped free a person who was trapped inside, and then that person was taken to a nearby hospital.
And a closure coming to Seaford near the Frederick Douglass Elementary School next week you should be aware of. According to the Seaford School District, this is the area. It's a popular bridge near Poplar Street and Middleford Road. It will close Monday. It's expected to last about a month.
Well, our theme of below average temperatures is going to continue. Highs today in the mid to upper 40s. Winds will pick up a bit through the afternoon, making you feel only like the upper 30s. But those winds will be only gusty for a little bit as that Arctic front pushes through. We have a yellow alert in play for Friday as the first flakes of the season roll in, expecting a period of light snow through the morning. Could lead to some light accumulations and some slick roads to start. But some milder air is going to be filtering in through the afternoon, expecting that snow to transition to a mix of sleet and then eventually rain, especially for the beaches. And we are looking dry and chilly for the weekend with highs in the 40s.
We're looking to see what tomorrow morning brings and what the potential snow could look like.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
And a little snow to your
That would be, I did say yesterday that I wanted to make a snow angel. It might be just me rolling around in the wet parking lot, but.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, Grace.
We'll see.
Snow's one thing, wet.
We'll see what tomorrow holds and what Chris is forecasting, right? Yeah. Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us at home for Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
And we'll be back with Coast TV News midday at 11 a.m.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Thursday morning, everybody.